Now, Bridget, I'm going to go slightly off-piste here. I was at a train station through the week. A lovely man came up to me and he said, "I've really enjoyed the show this week." And I thought, oh, that's nice. He said, no, but particularly that lovely doctor you had on, telling us about things about caring for kids back to school. And I said, "Do you mean Lenny Fung?" And he said, "Yeah, that segment is really, really great." So I'm happy to say that Lenny is back with us on the couch. This is a true story.
Yeah,
Surprised about it earlier in the week, but of course I'm not surprised because who wouldn't enjoy your segment?
Well, welcoming you back, Lenny, with your calm and caring nature to talk us through an anxious time for parents.
Absolutely.
Look, one of the most stressful times as a parent is when your kids are sick, and we've been talking about this over the past couple of weeks, but also just how you juggle it, in a new school year. If you're a carer at home, you've run out of carer days. You're trying to work around your kids. What is your advice on this one?
Yeah, so I was thinking about this and I thought one of the best things to do, and one of the things that we do, is always have a well-stocked medical pantry.
Yeah.
And so the things that we sort of think about are, just to avoid those last-minute runs to the pharmacy, and particularly when you're unwell as well, it's really good to kind of have things on hand. So the things that we think about are, having a thermometer, having pain relief, so paracetamol, ibuprofen, having stuff for gastro, so oral rehydration solution. And my tip is to have half a box of icy poles, the oral rehydration ones, half in the pantry and half in the freezer. So you've got some ready to go and some for those hot days as well. We really love having, for young babies, having some saline nasal drops or spray, an antihistamine, wound care stuff, and always having those emergency contact numbers handy as well, just in case.
Yeah, because there are people to call when you're not sure, when you need a second opinion.
That's
people
right.
are so caring on the other end of the line when you're not sure. So, and as we spoke about last week, your instinct is always the best measure.
I never know if they're faking it. I'm always like, come on, get out of bed.
This is why
you're better.
You need the second opinion.
Yeah, I think I do need a second opinion.
Yeah.
So what should I be looking for?
Well, I was going to say the other thing was, in terms of numbers, Health Direct's a really good number. So there's a 24-hour on-call nurse, essentially, who you can ask those special questions to. So if you're second guessing yourself, give the number a call and they can tell you whether or not to go to emergency or to a GP practice. Okay. So I think that's really helpful.
Yeah.
But in terms of your question around signs to look for, so there are some really big warning signs that we think about. We call them red flags, and these are sort of signs of more serious illness. So prolonged fever for greater than 48 hours. If your child is difficult to wake, if you're a little bit more finding it difficult to breathe, if they're breathing fast or slow or have unusual sounds. Rashes or skin changes are always a big thing for us. Not being able to keep down fluids is a really big deal. Pain, whether it's headache or abdominal pain, and then any sort of parent or carer concern, because as I said last time, you know your child best. So if there is something not quite right, then I think, calling one of those numbers, going to 000 or an emergency department is a good idea.
When my little bubby was really sick, he got a really bad virus when he was 9 weeks old, and it was awful. It was the worst day. But I actually knew, because he was such a happy baby.
Yes.
And
something wasn't right.
Yeah,
exactly. And parents and carers always know their child best. So I think if you think something's not quite right, it's always an early sign. It's good.
And when you do get to the ED, awful time.
Awful time.
But what's your advice for handling that situation too?
Yeah.
Nerves can be heightened, can't they?
Absolutely. So I think there's three main things that I would like parents to be aware of when presenting to an emergency department. The first is that it's a very busy and chaotic place. We're often managing multiple cases at the same time. So I think just kind of being prepared for that. Secondly is probably just being aware of those potential wait times and knowing that, your child is triaged according to how unwell they are. You often don't see what's happening behind the scenes, so there can be some emergencies that we are dealing with first. But obviously, if you are worried, then you check in with the triage nurse again and say, you need to be escalated in terms of your care. And then the third thing, probably helpful for parents and carers, is to bring something that's comfortable for the child. A toy, a blanket, a book, something that kind of keeps them okay until it's their turn to be seen.
Look, it's starting school time, so we also want to send love, don't we, to you
all
and all the parents
and carers. Exactly. Good luck, everyone.
It's a big emotional week.
Big emotional week.
And for you as well.
Exactly, that's right. Our 5-year-old's starting school, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, I'm excited for you guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all the parents and kids out there. Thanks, Lenny.
Thanks,
Lenny. And good luck to everyone. Grandparents, everyone who's involved in the whole process of child rearing. It does take a village.
It's a big show, that's for sure.